Right, cool. Okay, so we're just going to get moving a little bit first. So just stood on the spot, you're going to stand nice and tall and straight. Now going back to what we mentioned a few weeks ago, when we say stand tall and straight, we don't necessarily mean sort of sergeant major position and tightening up from our lower back. We just mean a slightly more relaxed upright posture where we're drawing the shoulder blades back, eyes are looking forward and we're here. We're not sticking the bum out, we're just tipped underneath slightly and we're nice and strong. So this is our start position. Now from there, all I want you to do is stand on one leg. Now from here, I don't want you to sort of tip and dip from your hips and your pelvis. I just want you to stand and balance. You've got your knee and your thigh up in front of you, your toes are pulled up, and we're just standing and holding just for a moment. There might be a little bit of wiggling down in your ankle, up into your hip. I want you to keep that leg tight, tense, squeezing through your hip and your bum. And then we're going to practice it on the other side. So stand and balance, pick your foot up, pick the thigh up, pick the knee up. Again, try not to sit back in order to get that leg upwards. If you feel that's what you're doing, just perhaps bring that lifted leg down a little bit. It's only really when we bring it that little bit higher, we start to try and offset that slightly. Again, the belly button's pulled in, we've got that relaxed upright posture. And then put it down. I just want you to walk through those for a moment. Again, pulling the toes up, you can add a little bit of arm. Again, we're trying not to shift and sit in guard. We're looking from behind, your hips and your pelvis will stay nice and stable. And then just a couple of what we call hurdles. Standing well, hurdle the opposite leg over. Just trying to open the hips up a little bit. But again, because we're on one leg, there's a little bit of balance and stability work going on as well. One more each side. Okay, good, pause. Next I want you to take up a squat position. So feet a little bit wider than your shoulders and then whatever's most comfortable for you. A slight turning outwards of your toes is absolutely fine as well. Prisoner squat, which we looked at last week, hands lightly behind your head. And I just want you to sit down and stand back up. I'm going to do about 30 seconds or so of these. We're just trying to loosen up slightly. Get a bit of work into the legs. Open up the hips. We're trying to work through the knees and the hips at the same time. Again, chest is up and that belly is braced. Last few seconds. One more. And relax. This time, this was included in your grassroots bowling 3 that we did last week. You're going to stand on one leg, squat down, stay low, navigate across, stand up. Squat down, navigate across, stand up. A little bit of control. Make sure you've got your balance before you come back up. There, you're in charge. There. When we're in that squat position, your weight is well positioned through the back 2/3 of that foot. You shouldn't feel like you're clawing your toes in towards the floor. And we shouldn't be looking at this knee coming in towards the middle. Last one. There we go. Right, next one, what we call a Cossack squat. So legs are quite a bit wider this time, and you're going to start with them straight. So a bit of tension in your thighs, legs are straight, you're going to move over to one side, our feet will stay still. You're going to push your bum back, you'll come over, you're going to cut yourself in half, that would just look like a squat on that one side. Come up, and moving across. Keeping that trailing leg nice and straight. By keeping it straight, you should get a bit of a pull on the inside of your thigh and your groin. Just a bit of a dynamic stretch. If you don't get that leg straight and you keep it slightly bent, you tend to want to put your weight down into that knee, and that's not what we want. So just trying to move through the hips, all in normal postures through your back. Just a couple more. If you feel like you're going beyond your knee, perhaps just need to go a little bit wider with your stance. As you sit down, that knee should still be slightly wider than your body. Okay, next one is a rough version of a forward lunge. So you're going to take a good step forwards, but rather than what we normally do, which is sit down there, I want you to step, keep that back leg straight, you're going to tip underneath and gently push forward. We're going to come back, we're going to do the same side. Step, leg is straight, gently pushing forwards, trying to get a little bit of a stretch along the front of that back leg. Do another 3. Again, this needs a little bit of set from your middle, otherwise you tend to want to sort of collapse forward, so be aware of what's happening in the middle. We'll do one more. And then we'll change sides. Step forward again. Trailing leg is straight today, tipping that hip underneath you. Back. A decent step. It doesn't need to be massive. If you're getting that posterior tilt right, you should feel that you're getting that stretch in the right area. If you know what you're doing with your positioning, you should be able to get that stretch just from a small step like that. That shows that you've got a good awareness of what we're actually trying to do. If you're struggling a bit, and we can make it a little bit bigger, really try and keep that middle pulled in. I'll do one more. Okay, and then last little bit on your feet. You're going to take your feet about shoulder width apart, and we're just going to do the one where we rock from side to side. Now we're trying to keep your feet apart and your knees apart. Your legs are straight, they're nice and tight, and the hips are forward. Here, just trying to get a little bit of work up in our hips and our bum. There's a bit going on through our ankles and into our calves, but primarily you'll feel it up top. And we're going to aim for about 15 to 20 of these in total. Now make sure you're not just standing on one leg and lifting the other one and coming back to the start position there. I want it to be a rock and a catch on one side. You're balanced, and then you decide when to go back the other way. You're not just sort of rebounding and going like that. We'll go one more each side. Again, get those hips forward a bit. And relax. And then just rotate from side to side, just shake it out a little bit. Okay. Right, we're going down onto the floor next. So come down onto your back. All right, then we're going to start with a shoulder bridge. So head, shoulders, lower back on the floor, and your heels are up towards your bum. Now that smaller gap is going to mean that our glutes are going to do more of the work. We take some of the work away from your hamstring. We might still get a bit there. Now, all I want you to do is squeeze and lift upwards, strong from your posterior side. That's going to lift the hips up. We're going to hold for about 10 seconds. I don't want your ribs to become really high, because that's going to mean you're probably tightening up in your lower back a little bit. Drop the ribs slightly and get the raise through your hips. We'll come back down. 5 seconds down at the bottom, and then we go again. Raise ourselves up at the hips. Squeeze, using that posterior side to get up through the hips. Again, about 10 seconds. Ease back down. That's 2 for today, we'll do 6. So again, squeeze it up and hold. Back down. Up for number 4, squeezing up. Again, glutes, hamstrings, some thighs. Now, if you feel that your back is starting to take over, then just reset that form and come back down again. Or perhaps you're reaching the end of your endurance at that exercise for a moment. Lift back up. If you can't stop the work primarily being in your lower back, then just finish the set there. Wait for us to catch up. And back down again. And one more go for number 6. Hopefully on the last one, the form should look as good as it did on the first, just perhaps feel a little bit harder to do. And then back down. Okay, good. Right, we're just going to have a slight bit of relief in your hamstring. So I want you to clasp your fingers together, holding lightly in your hamstrings there. So you're just cradling your leg. Your lower back and your upper body just relax into the floor. You're going to straighten that leg up towards the ceiling, bring it back down. We're going to do about 10 of those. You relax through the angle of your foot at your ankle. You're not having to point your toes downwards or upwards, just fairly relaxed in that foot. Tightening up through your thigh to help pull the leg upwards. You should feel you're just getting a bit of a stretch in that hamstring. If you're not, you can probably start with your thigh a little bit closer to your body. Quite flexible. Last couple. And then we're going to change legs. So exactly the same. Support that leg, straighten upwards, back down. And just using the strength in those quad muscles to help get the best stretch in your hamstrings. Another couple will do it. Okay. Right, this time you're going to lightly hold your shin or knee area this time. That's just going to help support that leg up off the floor. We're going to use the one where the work is going to be, the foot that's on the floor still. You're going to be using that leg, squeezing through your bum, working through your hamstring. Your foot doesn't have to be quite as tight up towards your bum this time. You can get it a little bit more comfortable there. All I want you to do, squeeze and lift yourself up, and then you're going to tap your bum back down. And if I can count right, we're going to do about 15 of these. Now you might not feel you're getting really high. I just want the work to be in the right area. You might get a bit more hamstring going on with this one. If it starts to cramp, just relax for a moment or dig in a little bit, it'll soon pass. Now we're not using our arms to pull ourselves up, just something to support us. Having this leg pulled in just stops us from wanting to kick up through our ribs again. I don't know where you're at, but we'll do another couple. And then the same on the other side. Rest the foot down, gently bring that leg towards you. Again, nice and strong, and raising up. Tap the bum back down. Again, some of you might find you're only lifting a little bit off the floor. That's fine, as long as you're really trying to send the signal to the right areas, to squeeze through your bum. Some tension through your hamstrings is fine for what we're trying to do today. Another 5. Okay, relax. So into a stretch this time. I'm going to bring my right foot across the back of the left knee. I'm gently going to take that right hand side over towards the left. Keep my shoulders and my arms down. This hand, my left hand, is just gently going to encourage that top leg towards the floor. That should be getting some sort of a stretch in my hip and my bum. You might find your legs a bit further up here, or you might find that you can easily come down towards the floor. If you can easily come down, just double check that your upper body, your shoulder blades and your shoulder are still down on the mat. As with all stretches, just try and maintain your breathing rhythm. Stretching is a bit of a negotiating process, and your body tends to listen a bit better when you're breathing. If you tighten up and hold your breath, it stops giving you any. Gently back to the middle. Left foot on the back of your right knee. Ease it over to the right hand side. Use that right hand just to ease the leg towards the floor. Again, check that the shoulders are still down. Holding each stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds or so, just for a bit of relief. Then we'll come back to the middle. Okay, last variation of your bridge. This time, your feet are, again, not tucked right the way up, but not right out here, just a comfortable distance away. We're going to raise up into a bridge, and we're going to do some walking with your feet. Trying to keep your hips and your pelvis level. We're going to hold for a period of time this time. We'll see how we get on, anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds. So we're going to squeeze, and we're going to lift up. You don't want your feet too far apart. So bring them in a touch perhaps, and then you're just going to lift one foot, put it back down, transition onto the next side. Just allow your body to take the load from one leg, allow it to take the weight, and then lift the other one. We're too quick on that transition between your feet. They tend to roll and dip, and we're trying to maintain that even pelvis, level body throughout the whole. If you get to a point where you really can't stay in control with that, then perhaps just stick with 2 feet on the floor and try and finish the set off. Or if you feel your lower back is starting to take over, then your set's finished, and just relax back down. If you can't, sort of re-engage the right areas. For another 10 seconds. As we get tired, we perhaps want to raise up in those ribs a bit more, just keep the work in the right area, and relax back down. Right, next bit. So, I'm going to roll into your front this time. I'm going to do a little bit of core work. So, we're going to do a version of your planks, and then we're going to do some work for your posterior chain and the posture work. Those are the exercises we've done recently. So, the first plank I want you to do is on your hands. Ideally, I want you on your toes if you can. If a better plank position for you is on your knees or down here, then that's absolutely fine. If we can head for this position for as long as possible, then that's great as well. So we've started, we're holding. Your bum shouldn't be higher than your head. Get your hips down a little bit, but we're not collapsing. We're holding tight, pulling that tummy in, the legs are strong, and the arms are tight. Now, if you find a plank difficult, then just try and ride it out for the 60 seconds that we're aiming for. Or if you're pretty good and you want to just mix it up a little bit, then we'll just try and put some different movements in there. Do shoulder taps, lift the foot off the floor, alternate feet, go to a Superman position. Again, all of the body should be staying still. You can tap underneath. If you want to, you can try opposites. Last 10 seconds, whichever option you're choosing, try and hold it and ride out to the finish. And relax. Well done. If you start to feel you're getting that in your lower back a little bit, just really try and reset. If you can't get rid of that feeling or you can't reset, then perhaps just bring it down to one of the slightly easier options. Right, come down onto the floor. From here, I want you to be fairly switched off from your lower back downwards towards your feet. From here, what I want you to do is raise your head, your chest, and your arms off the floor. You're going to pinch the elbows back, and then you're going to reach forwards into what we'll call a Y position if you're looking from the top, and into a W position there. I'm trying to keep these off the floor throughout the set. We're going to aim for 10, but you just do what you feel you can. And you might start to feel some work through your mid-back, perhaps between your shoulder blades, perhaps in your shoulders, maybe a bit through your neck. They're all good areas that we're targeting. They're all areas that start to fatigue as we get tired with our running and contribute to us losing our form slightly. When we lose our form, we lose efficiency, and we probably slow down. Let's do another couple. Last one. And relax. Good. We're going to do one more set of each of those stand. So come back up. Plank position first, same as last time. You choose the options that are right for you. Dig in for as long as you feel you can. Straight legs, if you're going for it, on your arms and on your shoulders, and hold. Again, legs are tight. Maintain your breathing. Eyes looking down towards the floor. And if you're going to try some of your options, you can do those as well. Just choose the plank option that's right for you today. Might be a different option tomorrow, or when you next come around to it. And just play with it. There's no real right or wrong routine to do, as long as you're keeping everything strong and tight. There's no real marks for artistic impression. Last 10 seconds. And back down. Good. Relax for a second, and we've got one more go of the YW. So from there, raise yourself up. Again, everything from your lower back down towards your feet should be fairly relaxed. And try and keep that breathing going. And then we'll do 3 more. Last one. And relax. Good. From there, just come back onto your knees. Hands out in front of you, drop your head down, wriggle those fingers forward, and just relax there for a moment. And then very similar positions, bring your hands down by your feet, relax your head down, focus on 3 good breaths in, filling the lungs, opening up the ribs, opening up your upper back, and relax again. And you just use your breathing. Last one. Okay. Last little bit of work. So, we'll come down onto your side. You can go comfortable that way, or bend your elbow and rest your head on your hand if you wish. Top hand just keeps you a little bit more stable. You want your hips stacked on top of each other. So what I mean by that is you're not rolling on towards your bum and you're not falling forwards. Now we're going to do some side leg raises. So this top leg, toes are pointing down towards the floor. There's a little bit of a finger gap underneath sort of your waist, and draw in. From there, we're going to lift up and down 10 times. We're not going really high. If you're pointing your toes downwards, you should struggle to get too high. We're just trying to get some work on top here. And you shouldn't be dipping at the waist as you lift the leg. Do one more. Now you're going to draw a circle with your leg doing the moving. You're not just wobbling your foot around. It doesn't matter which way you go, because you're going to go the other way in a moment. Again, keep that leg straight. We're moving from the hip. We're going to do 8 of the circles. One more. And then you're going to go the other direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we haven't finished yet. We've just got 10 up and down. Then we've finished as well. Keeping that form and that shape through your body. Last one. And relax. Good. All right, need to spin around. And another leg to go. So, same position. We're stacked at the hips, pull the waist up from the floor, fingertips to support. Top leg, point the toes towards the floor. 10 up and down first. And then circles, doesn't matter which way, but try and keep some balance through your body, not falling forwards or back. And then the other way, again, strong up in the hip. These exercises help to keep us stable when we're running. They give us a good foundation to then land on the floor and drive forwards and not lose any effort out of our hips, and then hold up and down to finish it. All just trying to keep us as efficient as possible when we're running. Last 2, we're not swinging the leg, it's a good strong lift, and relax. Good. All right, sit yourself up. So from here, I want you to bring one foot over your other leg. You're going to sit tall. You're just going to pull that knee in towards your chest and slightly over towards the other side. If you feel okay with that, you can hook around and turn to look over that leg. Trying to get some stretch up in this hip and bum. that feels quite comfortable. I quite like that option there, just sitting a little bit tighter. That tends to just bring it on a little bit more. And we'll try the other side. Crossing over, hooking up, bit of posture, sit tall and ease the knee over to the other side. Again, if you feel quite comfortable with that, there. Like me, you may have one side that feels a little bit tighter or more awkward than the other. And then relax. And then the last stretch we'll do, your inner thigh. You're going to take your feet and open up your hips from there. Lots of weight on your arms, toes are pointing outwards, so we're here. Take the knees as far apart as you feel you can. This is maybe where you feel the need for your mat. From there, you drop down onto your forearms. We're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch on the inner thighs. Now from that position, you can play with it a little bit. You can try and squat your bum back, or you can try and go a little bit wider. And you'll also feel the stretch slightly differently. Very similar. You ease your hips forward and sit back into it there. So you can just make it a little bit more of a mobility exercise, or just stay in a static position and focus on your breathing. And for the last three, in that position, can you try and squeeze your knees down in towards the floor? So putting some tension in your inner thigh, squeezing towards the floor. 3, 2, 1, relax. And then again, squeezing in. 3, 2, 1, relax. One more go. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, good. Right, so that's pretty much all of it for today. So we did a little bit of loosening up first, and then some work in and around your hips and your glutes and your core. They're low intensity exercises, so they're the sort of thing that you can do fairly regularly throughout the week, working on the little and often philosophy. It's not like a heavy set of squats or deadlifts in and around that area that needs a few days to get over. So yeah, little and often, really trying to keep that connection between your glutes and the rest of your body, because they'll help you when it comes to your running. And they can get a bit lazy, like we said in previous weeks, when we spend a lot of time sitting down and getting a bit tight in our hips. That's why it works well with some of those stretches that we've been working on, opening the hips up, which will allow the glutes to get on with their job and help drive you forward. So that'll do for now. Good luck with your 5K if you're involved this week, and try and keep up with your other strength work. Again, have a look on the YouTube channel for the grassroots sessions. There's plenty of other stuff on there as well. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.